Welcome back today, and today I have an interesting one. So today we're playing Total War Shogun 2, but we're also doing a what if today. And today helping me with this what if is Alan Yulbert. You guys say something?
Hello.
So we're doing, if you haven't guessed, what if Deku went back in time or reincarnated? And he will be reincarnated into the Shimanzu family. Well, let's get this started. So Deku, who wanted to be a hero, had unfortunately met his end to the sludge villain. But that wasn't the end of him. He managed to go back in time to the very age of the Shimanzu. And he's born as the son of the Shimanzu leader, who rises up. And we'll go, you know what, we'll do a little bit of backstory. When he's a kid, his general, his dear father, had told him stories about the previous shogun who had united the country. But once that shogun fell, it went into pure chaos for where people were trying to take over each other's territories. And what he loved most about his territory is that it was peaceful, profitable, no war. His father loved that it didn't lead to anything too risky or frightful. In fact, he loved the peace. And when he was growing up, he had these friends. The great general. You know what? We'll just give a general a name for him. How about Rin? Rin was a dear friend, and was raised with Deku. He became Deku's right-hand man, the general, wanting to lead Deku to be the shogun, as he was learning stuff and all that. A war was happening. Him trying to go between one of the clans, his enemy, to the south. So unfortunately, during this event, his father had died, and he had to come up to be the early age to take his place to the throne, with him not having any siblings to take his place. He had generals, his people to look out for. As Rin comes up to him, now that you're shogun, we have to discuss about this. What should we do about our enemy to the south? First, let's strengthen our borders. Have several guards and patrols around the south. I don't want to lose any more soldiers right now. We'll counterattack them when our forces are right and prepared. Yes, sir. As his main forces and observers walk away to discuss. We go to the other side, the south that assassinated his father in the war. It'll be easy to take over their land now that some kid is in charge. Prepare the army to advance into their territory. As they were preparing to do a full-on attack against Deku. Deku had learned from the soldiers. He had prepared a force of samurai, Yashigaru, and Bo Ashigaru. They were all inspired by Deku. He was an inspirational figure who would always wander the city, the towns of his culture, helping the poor, helping everyone he could. And when it came to it, the war with the South is inevitable. They choose to set their hands on his territory. So he will plan a counterattack. Me and my friend will be taking parts in this. Gilbert, why don't you take a shot at this?
What do you mean by take a shot?
Try to continue the story.
Oh, continue the story?
Yep.
Alright, wait. Who are the enemies that you have? Are they the Ito?
It is the Ito, yes.
Alright. As, let me think. Just give me a minute to think real quick.
I'll tell you a little bit about my friend. He's never done a what if, so I asked him to do this on hoping he would try to help me give me some ideas. In fact, he helped me come up the idea with this what if.
Alright.
Go ahead.
As Deku was preparing for war against the Ito, the pretty new clan called the Otomo were being attacked from the main island of Japan, Honshu, and their neighbors to the northeast for their different views on religion, and they possibly may be attacked by the Ito as well if they don't strike them soon.
I like where you're going with it. Although you had quite a bit of, Now I understand this was your first time doing this, yeah. So, now hear me out. My friend will probably do more of this in the future. He's just nervous. He has never done a what if. So I understand his little bit pressure on it. But as he heard, war with the Ito was inevitable. So he's been preparing his forces. And his ally, Shagara, was with his stand. They are trade partners.
Speak and do not mumble.
As he sends an alliance.
Together in negotiations.
As now they had formed an alliance to take out the Ito together. With the Ito capital pretty much undefended, as they were not worried about Deku sending an attack force. Yet did they know Deku was coming to take revenge himself. To avenge his father that had fallen in battle with the Ito. His friend Ren, the general he had trusted so much, he had left to the settlement. He trusted him with his people as his dear friend. But as in all times, Deku had to take on pretty much not just the Ito, but every enemy that is on Japan. He wishes to become shogun, to get rid of the evil corruption within his country, and reunite it as once again whole. He had done so much to help his people, giving up the storage of funds to the grain they have in their supplies. He did not want his men or anyone to suffer. As he approaches the Ito capital, he gets a messenger saying that there was an ambush force. But Deku was not worried about this ambush force, as when they tried to attack them, his loyal men protected him. As he had fought in battle against these soldiers, they did not stand a chance. With a swing of his sword, he had managed to defeat the leader of the Ito ambushing army, consisting of only an ambush force. Nothing too minor. As they approached Ito's capital, Ashumi they hopefully take it out with an early and quick defeat. With not many casualties is what they hope. You want to take another shot?
Yeah.
Go right ahead.
As the Otomo march their soldiers forward towards the battlefields, to strike their enemies down before they're ripped apart. Their own citizens start to mount unrest. Uh, they mount unrest, forcing more and more soldiers have to stay back and kill their own citizens.
Interesting. So what you're saying is they're trying to eliminate their people to get them out of the way.
Yes.
To get to Deku's people. The Shimazu. Deku will not let that happen, as he will send his army to defend his lands, as he cares for his people more than what you think. As he had several forces aligning his barriers, his walls, he knew of the dangers of the way of trying to become shogun. But that won't stop him, as his ally will also help him on his venture. As he had met with his son of his ally, and they had become great friends enough to form an alliance. Several samurai had followed behind him in the fight for peace amongst their land, but the Ito still posed a threat. As they approached the capital, Deku demanded for their surrender, but when they refused, it left Deku in a position of no choice. He ordered the storm of Oshima, their capital. Would you like to demonstrate the siege part, my friend?
Yes. The Otomo move in, being outnumbered by nearly 200. And they're fighting, for their lives, not just their lives, but also for their friends and family. If they cannot defeat, if they can't defeat them, then it ensures their family's deaths. They must win. It's not a matter of if they win. It's a matter of they have to win.
Is that it?
Yeah, that'll be it for that part.
So you're technically going through the ally side, aren't you?
Sorry, say again?
So was this about Deku, or was this about his ally?
Oh no, I was talking about my own enemies. That didn't have to do with Deku.
Well, technically, you're his ally. You're
Oh
but
wait, it
of
doesn't have
the
us as allies.
yes.
But I'm your ally. Yeah.
In the story, you're also his ally. Sorry if this is a little bit confusing. This is my first time my friend doing a what if with me. He has never done this thing before, so I understand if he's confused. As he approached the Ito's castle, he had gotten word that his ally was under attack, or attacking the enemy. Hearing his forces were outnumbered, he had prayed for his ally's safety, as he rushed to take Ito as fast as possible. As he had ordered the men to storm through, to bust through the gates. When they busted through the gates, several samurai were in, with Ashigaru rushing in the front gate, some climbing up the walls, as a fierce battle with swinging swords, spears, left and right. As Deku had joined in himself in this battle, taking charge against the general himself to take the castle. He had waited for this opportunity. As soon as the gates had burst open and his men had cleared the path, he had rushed through the gates to take on his enemy. With them outnumbering Ito, they had managed to take it with little casualties. But, unfortunately, they had lost a few good men, as Deku had slain the enemy general, taking Ito as a vassal state. As his son wasn't so idiotic as his father was. Absurd with power. That was not his son. His son was more calming, wanting peace, just like Deku, as they had came to an agreement. As we go to the enemy, as they are marching on, his ally. It looks like the general is sending a messenger. Would you describe your part, my friend?
I wasn't listening. Do you guys prepare?
I can still continue. Okay, I'll still continue.
Alright.
So as he sent a messenger to try to talk this out peacefully, it looks like they weren't having that, as they had moved up their bows to try to strike the general down. Unfortunately for them, they had noticed that the peace treaty offer had failed. So as a drastic attempt, the general, that was his ally's friend, had rushed into battle, hopefully trying to take them out. But as he noticed the Spear Yashigaru coming forward, he had fallen back his general. As his warriors of the bluish-white, as his allies, they were willing to help Deku in his goal of peace. They had seen that the enemy had the hill advantage, so they decided to wait for them to approach. As his enemy may have had bowmen, his ally, Deku's ally, had invented the gun. Although in early access, still very deadly, as he had worked so hard to upgrade their technology, to have the power. And he had planned so thoroughly for this attack. Although it came unsudden, it wasn't unpredicted. He's trying to get a good angle on them, as he moves up his troops, preparing for battle. His enemy are no fools, though, as they've heard of the mysterious gun weaponry, as they have their archers fire upon them. We go back to Deku, who is sitting and talking with the Ito's son, Shay. Shay had discussed the peace treaty and trade agreements with Deku. So, Deku, I know you're interested in peace, but what led you the idea that you could unite the entire country and for you to become shogun? Simple. I want a place where no one can suffer. A place where everyone is free. Where discrimination is not a thing. He wanted a place purely of peace, no chaos, as that was his wish. A place without war. It was a good dream, and a faithful one at that. So, Shay, we may have to worry about some of the other countries now that you've joined my alliance. Yes. I understand, and I will help you lead you to Shogun, as I wish for peace as well. My father had led my people to starvation, just so his warriors could be as strong as powerful. But he made the mistake of sending his warriors away. And that was on him. I am sorry for what my father has done. No problem. It's the past, and I believe every person has a chance for future. Thank you, Deku. Peace is always an option. As he gives a warm smile. As a messenger comes rushing in,
Our men are running from the battlefield. Shameful display.
saying that his ally was under attack. Deku had wanted answers. What happened? Apparently, sir, a lower force that was just on patrol got ambushed, taking severe losses and injuries. Did the general, and how is my ally? He's doing fine, luckily, sir. He wasn't caught in the crossfire. He had managed to get away without a hitch, and without injury. Good, it's good to know that my friend is okay. Prepare a force to go help him immediately. We'll prepare some cavalry to go help his assistants right away. Would you like to tell your part?
After a failed attack on the hill, the Otomo is forced to flee. Otherwise, they have
Our
no
men are
defense
running from
for
the battlefield.
all of their
Shameful display.
soldiers, for they have failed.
They had failed.
Yeah, they failed the attack, trying to march up the hill.
I see they had to retreat, of course.
But at least they were able to get a few of their men back alive.
Yes. It's always good. It's always
Including
good to
their
make
gunmen,
it out.
including their gunmen, because their gunmen ran away.
That's true. It's always good to make it out with some people. As we go back to Deku, who had just finished the treaty, on his way back, he heard that Rin was meeting with an allied nation across from them, who had, for now, been allies. They had agreed upon trade, and peace treaty had gone well, as their place was nearly isolated from our region. And what's good about Deku's region is there are not many places he can be attacked from. The Ito was being the ally that was attacking his people the most. But he no longer has to worry about the Ito. But now he must worry about the rest of the country. As it looks like his ally is getting attacked by the forces once again.
As the Otomo forces, shattered and defeated, try to get away back to the safe, into their safe, comfy homes. The army that just prior defeated them marches again. But perhaps this time will be different, as they will be the ones defending.
With their dwindled forces, it won't be sure if they'll make it out. but they will put a stand to the last man. As his ally is not amongst the general, but in the castle. As the enemy march forward to meet him into battle. Deku was so worried and had sent several forces to try to make their way, but for him trying to go through countries and allies without agreements with military force would be nearly impossible. There would be wars, unnecessary wars. And with the allies he had already made, making several of the countries, of the other provinces, align themselves with Deku, seeing his goal as prosperous and true. Those few out there that wished to stop him had prepared their armies to take out Deku. But with his allies he's been making throughout the ages of the years, that he had been in position, and many of these vassals and countries and provinces wished for Deku to be shogun, as they allied against him. As armies approached Deku's territory and surrounded his fortress, he did not strike. He did not phase as he waited. As he prepared every warrior, every man, for this upcoming battle. As they charged on, climbing the walls as in melee combat. As soon as the fog appeared and the sun arose, his allies he had made over the years, the Ito, his friends, allies had shown up in mass to help him, as they rushed, as they held to support him. As there was a big battle, and Deku was fighting several people at once. His friend Ren noticed an arrow shot coming towards him, and gladly jumped in front and took the arrow. As he lied on the ground, "Don't worry, you're gonna get out of this. Don't worry about me, friend. I promised you would become shogun, and I'll keep my promise." As a man tried to stab him in the back, as he pulled his sword and stabbed the man with the last bit of his strength, saving Deku's life, as he had let go of the sword and died. Deku had cried, but after that battle, the leaders of those countries that had fought against Deku crumbled, leading to him to become shogun. And his rivals, and in the peace and prosperity flowed out through the kingdom. I hope y'all enjoyed this one shot of a what if. And I gotta give some credit to my friend.
This is a black day. Our general has fallen, my lord.
You guys say something?
And this battle has failed as the general falls and his bodyguard dwindling. A close defeat.
He was describing the battle we were just watching.
Yeah, I don't even understand really what you were doing. I thought I was supposed to talk about like.
I understand you're a bit
my
confused.
stuff.
I thought you were a bit confused, but well, my friend did help me with this what if. I made it. We made it work.
You're kidding. Look at this.
So I hope.
Seriously, look at this though.
I hope you all enjoyed this
They're
what
really
if.
attacking again.
Yes, but let me finish, please.
Alright.
As this what if comes to an end, I hope you all enjoyed, and we'll play a little bit more of Shogun, just because I want to make this video a little longer. So we'll do until I finish a battle, and then this video will end. I hope you all enjoyed the what if, as it came down to, I believe, a good one It could have been better. I may remake it later down the road. But I felt like I haven't gotten a what if out to y'all in a while.
Skilled
So I hope y'all enjoyed
Excellent.
this.
Wait, dude.
Yep.
I'm able to play as the AI.
Alright.
Alright.
Well, I hope y'all enjoyed
I don't
this.
know what
And
I'm
this
gonna
is
do
where it will
against it.
end. Hey, try to get me to 40 subscribers before the end of the month. Make sure you like and subscribe for this video.